from a really young age, athletes get told that their performances are really what make them valuable. And the problem with this is when you think that way and when you have 100% focus on your performances, all of a sudden your identity becomes 100% wrapped up in what you are doing, not who you are. And there was a really interesting study that was a super interesting take on the fact that coaches who have conversations with their players, particularly at the academy age, have a much greater chance of that player succeeding because the player actually feels like the coach gives a shit about them outside of just their performance on the pitch. So whether they're a starting player, whether they're a player who sees the bench most of the time, the point is that this study found that coaches who do engage in those types of conversations and say, hey, how are you? How are things at home? What's your support system? What's your support network? Find so much more success with those players. And I was one of these. I had coaches who didn't ask me anything outside of football, and I had coaches who really cared about me outside of football. The ones who cared about me, or I felt like they cared about me outside of football, those are the ones that I actually remember, and those are the ones that I really, really cherish and look back on with positive regard. And I think I played the best for those coaches as well. For players out there, don't always just talk about soccer when you're in your team. Don't talk about just your sport. Ask your fellow teammates how they're doing, how's home life, how's school, how's their romantic situation, because it can have such a profound effect on the perceived value that you have about yourself as a player. And I always value that when I walk into a locker room and the captain who I'm playing for or another player on my team comes and daps me up and says, hey, how are you? Like, how are things? How is your home life? What did you do after practice yesterday? Whatever that was, all of a sudden it's like, wow, that player actually cares about me outside. Now, I'm not saying that's going to be for everybody because I know that especially the pro game is very cutthroat. You guys are competing for jobs. But at the end of the day, as team camaraderie climbs, commitment to the process and commitment to the cause gets better, and a collective commitment to the cause only is positive and creates an unbelievable amount of momentum within the team.